What's up, everybody? It's BBG. There's levels to this. I just want to go over a couple things with y'all. Alright, let's get into this. There's levels to this, y'all. There's levels to this. So, the first reason why so many PC gamers are leaving and switching to console is because online is just a secure and more better value. For example, PlayStation PSN Plus Live is vastly better than playing a game on PC online. Yes, you have to pay, but you get more secure servers, and there's a higher player count because people are paying much more money, therefore they force themselves to game. And Nintendo Wii U Switch Live offers the best Mario online experience that you could ever even imagine. And the costs are so cheap to play online, I don't even know how much they cost. And I have all three subscriptions. And Xbox Live Box Plus Windows is simply just better than all of the other ones. Ever since Xbox 360, Live was a great deal and a great value, and if you pay to play online, you not only get one subscriptions but two if you pair that with Xbox Game Pass. And Xbox Game Pass is amazing, and I don't understand why people are hooting and hollering about a 50% increase, because only $10, it's $10 more to play every single game that ever existed, all the way back from Super Nintendo, all the way up till Grand Theft Auto 6, okay? The second reason why people are leaving PC gaming and going to console is quite simple. Game Pass feels better on Xbox. I want people to put this into perspective. You can beat up to 8 million games, alright? You can beat up to 8 million games on Xbox Live, and you don't have to pay $1 million for a PC. You just have to pay your one-time fee for a cheap console, your Xbox Series X or S, and then you have every game right there, and you don't ever even have to buy a game. From day one, you get day one games for only $30 a month. To me, that is an insane value. And sometimes they say that Xbox Game Pass games are missing some essential features like upscalers and things like that. But it doesn't matter, because when you're playing on Xbox, it's not going to look that good anyway. So when you're playing on Xbox, everything just feels better because it's designed for the Xbox system. So because it's designed for the Xbox system, everything is literally just going to feel like Xbox, and therefore it's going to be better. PC gamers don't care about Xbox Game Pass. And of course, PC gamers, they don't want to pay for stuff because they're not used to paying for subscriptions. But we console gamers, we are used to paying for subscriptions all the time. I love paying for subscriptions. Just stack those subscriptions up and you're going to have the definitive way to play your every single game. And again, having Xbox Game Pass just simply feels better. I don't know why, on Xbox, I don't know why people debate this. There's not really anything to argue about. It's just that it feels better, and it's an amazing thing that we all love over here. And I know that some people, everyone that's not like an Xbox loyalist, is complaining about $10 a month more. Well, first of all, our console is so cheap already. And if you pay like $1 million for a PC, you can't cough up 10 extra dollars. Y'all are all saying like, oh, it's 50% more. Okay, well, what's the 50% more? Is it $40? Is it $50? Is it $60? No, it's literally less than $1 a day. There's $365 a day, and you pay $365 a year. Sorry, and you only have to pay $360. So that comes out less than $1 a day. So you guys are all like, $360 a year? That's so horrible. No, that's great. And it's actually an homage to the Xbox 360, which was one of the greatest consoles ever. So stop complaining. The third reason why I have to say, in my earnest and most honest and humble of hearts, why console gaming is better than PC gaming is simply because we get multiple monthly subscriptions. Microsoft Xbox Game Pass Core is only $75 a year and you get to rotate between 25 games. PlayStation Plus is only $79.99 and you get 2 free games a month because they're definitely free. And for Nintendo Switch Online, you can pay $20 a year, but if you want the expansion plus Plat Pro, you can pay up to $49.99. And for all 3 consoles, if you're gaming on all 3 of them like I am, that only comes out to an extra $205 a year. $205 a year to play with all of your friends on a console you already own and games you already paid $80, $70 for, in my opinion, is this freaking steal. Especially, again, if you have Xbox Game Pass, you don't have to pay for any of your games anyways. So yeah, there's levels. The fourth reason why console gaming is superior to PC gaming, we're actually breaking the fourth wall and we're becoming four-dimensional here. The reason why it's better is simply because we get annual price increases. What do I mean by that? Well, your console is not going to lose its value. You know, when you buy like a Toyota or you buy a Honda, your car, it's not going to lose much value. It's going to become an asset because these cars are not going to appreciate as badly as something else will because they hold their value. But unlike a car, a used car, or anything like that, these consoles, they go up in value every single year. For example, the Xbox Series X 2GB is now worth $800. You can sell that used for more than what you paid it for if you bought it a couple years ago. The 1TB model is $650. Most of y'all didn't even pay that for that. And another crazy thing is the PS5 Pro is selling for $749. So it was originally $700, now it's $50 more, which is really good. And if you buy your disc drive, you're looking about $850, which in my opinion is a steal because it's an HD DVD player, and like that means you get to keep your own games. And I know like a lot of y'all like consoles because you get to keep your own games. Like you can't even do that on PC, and at least we can pay for the option to do it. So if you factor in everything you're paying for, like with the monthly subscription and everything for these consoles, yes, you are getting an entry PC level settings, but you get to have your own physical discs, and you can't do that on the PC. And it is a appreciating asset. It's not going to depreciate like your PC will. And even the base PS5, it's kept its original price. The base PS5 has kept its original price. It hasn't gone down like it did in the past. Same with the Series X. And again, the Switch 2, it was $450. That price isn't going to go down either. It's going to stay exactly the same. So after you buy your little subscription, you buy that, you're just paying $500 for PS4 Pro levels of performance in a handheld console. In a handheld console, you get PS4 Pro levels of performance. Take that, Steam Deck. The fifth reason why the console experience is vastly superior to the PC experience is simply because everyone in the console community simply does not know anything. When you're playing on the PC, everyone's talking about frames per second this, real ray tracing that, native resolution this, native resolution that. Here on console, you tell us we're playing 4K, we accept it. We don't care if it's checkerboard rendering. We don't care if it's being upscaled from 360p. We don't give a crap. In our opinion, if it says 4K, 120 hertz, not even 120 frames per second, but if it just says 120 hertz, we are saying we are playing with 4K 120 frames per second with ray tracing. And a lot of people who got the PS5 Pro, they're saying that it's a 6800X and a Ryzen 7 3700X levels of performance. But you know what that means to a console gamer? It doesn't matter. To us, that means, okay, 6800 and a Ryzen 3700X, we hear the words PC and powerful. That means that my PS5 Pro is at least as good as a 4080 Super. It's at least as good as a 9070 XT. At least it's at least as good as a 4090. Like, how could it be any different than that? We don't have to know anything. We get 4K this, we get 120 frames this. We're all good. And we get true HDR on our Switch 2. True HDR. We have enough nits. Without all the nits. And even the crazy thing is, in our Xbox Series X, that thing, it's a PC killer. It's at least as good. It's at least as good as a 4070 Ti Super. Because I remember a Digital Foundry video said like how good it is, like 4070. I don't know which 4070, but it doesn't matter because a 4070 is a 4070 and the Xbox is better. And because ignorance is bliss over here in the console community, we don't care if it's true 4K or true 1440p or this or that. We get it, okay? And 30 frames per second looks a lot better on a console because we have a controller, and the controllers feel better on console because they're made for this specific console, right? That makes total sense. Less everything, it's better. The sixth reason why I believe that PC gamers are evacuating the PC in droves and are switching to more practical, affordable, and logical ways to play the best versions of their favorite games, and by going to consoles, is simply because one word and one word only: Nintendo. Nintendo has actually been the best pro-consumer company that has ever existed in all of gaming, period. All right. And the crazy thing about this is because Nintendo, their games, they've proven to us that we can pay $80 for games because that's just how much better they are, Nintendo, and especially just console in general. PC games aren't worth it because developers don't care about PC. They just get console ports because everything's created from a console. And a lot of this to think about is Nintendo, because Nintendo Switch 2, it even has Cyberpunk. That just shows you, like, it's hard for PCs to run Cyberpunk, but the Switch 2 can do it. So if a Switch 2 can do it, like, why pay $8 million for a 4090 or 5090 build that can just play the same thing that the Switch 2 can? And like, when I'm playing on my Switch 2, because the screen's so small, I can't even tell the difference. The seventh reason why console gaming is just vastly superior to PC gaming is simply that everything is equal. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean, if I'm playing on my 4080 Super build and Larry is playing on his 1080 build and we're playing the same game with the same settings, I'm going to have a vastly higher frame rate, assuming that I have a higher refresh rate monitor, and that will definitely give me an advantage in esports games, which is not equal, not unfair, not DEI friendly, not equal friendly, not anything that has to do with equal rights. But if I am using a PlayStation 5, playing against someone with a PlayStation 5, I can assure you that we are running the same settings. And it's not, and even if we're not, like if someone's playing on quality versus performance, it's not going to be that vast of a difference. And because we are are all playing on a fair and balanced platform, it actually makes gaming more competitive and equal opportunity, and it's not pay to win. Everything's equal, okay? And that's why console gaming is just simply better. Everything's equal, okay? And I know that there's cross gameplay, but like, hey, is anyone really getting over 60 frames per second? The eighth reason why console gaming is a better choice than PC gaming, another reason why I believe PC gamers are leaving, and is simply because consoles are headache free. What do I mean by headache free? I mean, there's lots of reasons. The first one is literal headache. When you're playing on a PC, those frame rates, they get so freaking high. You are going to get a headache. You are going to get cockeyed. You're going to have a hard time looking at the screen. It takes a long time to get used to it. When I'm playing on my 480 Super in performance mode, anything less than 4K, I almost throw up because those frames are so fast. I can't even keep up. So I have to go in my settings and put a cap to 30. But on my console, it's already at 30. I don't have to change anything on my console. It's headache free. When you buy your console, you don't have to build it. You don't have to install Windows. You don't have to install fans. You don't have to install AIO coolers. You don't have to insert your RAM. You don't have to buy a GPU stand if it's too big. You don't have to think about which motherboard, which CPU runs. You just have it. You just have it there. You don't have to build anything. You don't have to build nothing. And you just plug it in and you play, and there's a couple of software updates, a couple of firmware updates, and you're good. You don't have to go through all the trouble that you have to go through with building a PC. Who wants to build a PC? And then even if you if you buy a pre-build and you don't know what the heck you're doing, like, you're gonna have to pay good money to get that fixed, and that's another additional cost. Another thing is, like, let's be real here. A lot of us console gamers, we're idiots. We're not gonna freaking go out of our way to get that PC fixed. Like, that's too much money. Like, we have subscriptions to pay. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why PC gaming is inferior to console gaming. And fellas, we are almost there. Reason number 9. Reason number 9 why PC gamers are going to console is because we know that the writing is on the wall. Consoles won't be here much longer, and the console community has always been hilarious and a thorn on the rear end of PC gamers, holding back our hardware for years. But that's not why. We want to be a part of the most hilarious community to ever exist. Console gamers are unique. They're enigmatic. Console gamers are fascinating. They're a subspecies of the gaming community defined primarily by their unwavering confidence in outdated hardware and their total inability to process basic technological concepts. One easy example of this is if you tell them that 4K 60 frames per second looks really good on my 480 Super, they'll say that their PlayStation 5 can do it too, not understanding that their resolution is rendered at a lower base resolution, not understanding that their graphical fidelity and rasterization settings are a lot lower, and the optimization is just not there compared to where it would be on a PC. And where I'm playing on ultra settings, they would be playing on some weird hybrid of a mixture of like low and medium, and sometimes even lower than low. Observing them is like watching a caveman argue that fire is overrated because they've always used rocks and sticks just fine. They're the same people who think that 30 frames per second is not only acceptable, but cinematic, as the frames drop and form artistic expressions. According to a Harvard study from 2010, scientifically speaking, console gamers experience something researchers call performance denial syndrome. Jensen and Lisa stated that it's a tragic condition where an individual swears their $500 to $800 Fisher-Price Easy Oven shoebox can outperform a custom-built PC because a guy on Reddit once said so in 2017, or Digital Foundry said that it was equivalent to a 4070. And it doesn't matter which kind of 4070, because it's all the same to them. They treat phrases like upgradable components and graphic settings the way medieval peasants reacted to a solar eclipse, with fear, confusion, and accusations of witchcraft. Their natural habitat is the living room floor, where they sit about 3 feet from their oversized television, gripping the controller designed like a chew toy or dildo, insisting that it's better than a mouse and a keyboard because aim assist is a skill. Though it drops $60 to $70, $80 now on a game that's not the definitive version, they can't mod the game, they can't optimize the game, they can't get a refund for the game, but they'll brag about it being simple and convenient. It's like an adult admitting that they're proud that they made SpaghettiOs in the microwave because cooking is too advanced. Meanwhile, PC gamers and gaming continues to evolve, tuning hardware, customizing system, and actually understanding what a GPU does without Googling it in secret. Console players, by contrast, act like DisplayPorts are a war crime, and NVMe SSDs are cryptic riddles whispered in hacker chat rooms that don't seem to exist. This isn't a platform gap, it's not even a performance gap, it's a cognitive chasm. We're not witnessing two gaming communities, we're witnessing Homo sapiens and whatever fell off the evolutionary conveyor belt and landed on a GameStop floor. That is your modern day console gamer. And the best part is, they don't even realize they're the punchline. And that is why PC gamers are leaving in droves to be a part of this very bizarre, interesting community that somehow still exists. The final reason why people are leaving PC gaming and going to console, the best reason is reason number 10. Everything dies, nothing lasts forever, and every empire eventually comes to an end. What do you mean, BBG? The console empire is collapsing, and its peasants are going down with it, not with honor, not with dignity. They're clinging to the burning wreckage like rats on a sinking slave ship, swearing loyalty to the very captains who lit the match. Console gaming has become a graveyard, and the only ones left dancing on the corpses are the fanboys. Not gamers, but console peasants. The Xbots, the Sony ponies, and the Nintendogs. The kind of people who will bend over for Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, and say, "Harder, daddy, harder. Take my wallet too, and whatever left you can salvage." Look at the PlayStation 5 Pro, the Xbox Series X, and the Switch 2. Plastic tombstones lined up like coffins at a rural shitty Walmart in the middle of nowhere. $450 to $800 for a glorified office PC. $70 for a game they're trying to push for $80. You're charged a monthly fee just to use the thing you've already bought. It's not a console anymore, it's a slot machine with a controller attached. And the fanboys, these are the true clowns, the punchline, the true punchline. They treat their console like a religion, like they're martyrs for their brand of choice. Drift on a Switch controller, that's just a part of the charm. $70 remasters of games that are already owned twice, remasters, you get to play it again, maybe stretching from 3 generations. Pathetic. Totally worth it. Paying to play online? Well, what a great value. It isn't actually. You're a wallet with thumbs. You pay for your internet. You pay $70 to $80 for a game that's locked behind a paywall if you don't pay for another monthly subscription fee. It truly is pathetic. It's tragic, really. These people have Stockholm Syndrome. With their favorite corporation, they're chained up in a basement, spoon-fed garbage, and somehow convinced it's gourmet steak. They cheer when they get robbed, defend this thief online, and then volunteer to get robbed again next year. Never in the history have I seen the prices of consoles go up every year. The base console prices have not gone down, and they continue to raise the rates, and people defend this. And I know $10 doesn't seem like a lot of money to go up 50% for Xbox Game Pass, but when you're already nickel and diming every other freaking thing, it really starts to leave a bitter taste in people's mouth. Console gaming used to be about fun, cheap fun. Now it's about seeing how far companies can jam their hand up your ass while you clap for them and say, "Spread my freaking cheeks," and then they just keep clapping and pounding even harder. And the fanboys, they're not resisting. They're spreading wider and wider, begging for more, getting looser and looser, and writing Twitter threads and making YouTube videos about how their abusers care for the community and how they need to make more money. This isn't loyalty, it's not passion, it's pathetic. The consoles are caskets, the games are overpriced, funeral flowers. And the fanboys are the worms squirming inside, arguing over which coffin has a shinier paint while they all rot together. This is gaming hell. This is what a crash looks like. Console gaming isn't dying gracefully. It's being strangled, gutted, mutilated, and paraded around. And the fanboys, they're the ones holding the knife and falling while they stab themselves in the back. It's actually quite pathetic how things like this can even exist in the year 2025. Never did I imagine that a PlayStation would cost $800. An Xbox would cost $800. $500 for a Switch freaking 2. These people are out of their goddamn minds. Anyways, with that being said, that is the 10th reason why console gaming is better than PC gaming. It's simple. It's a reminder that everything we love will die and nothing lasts forever. And even in the heart of death, people will still be loyal. That is reason number 10. So anyway, I wasn't able to actually come up with exactly 10 reasons, even with the help of my alter ego, BBG. I know there's different levels to this, but I wasn't able to understand really any of the levels. BBG, he put up a pretty good argument on like why consoles are good, but those are only if you ignore everything that has to do with reality. We're witnessing the end of console gaming, and it seems like these companies and corporations say want console gaming to come to an end. And that actually does put a little bit of fear because of how Nvidia is leading for PC gaming. We're really going to need AMD or some of these consoles to start being competent for the future of gaming. So it does worry me in a way, because I do not want to have to deal with horrible prices and old consoles raising, GPUs being continued to sell for above MSRP, and taking forever to settle back down to MSRP, and selling gift cards and things like that, and developers continue to optimize things poorly. This is what a gaming crash, this is what could lead to a gaming crash. And obviously, being a huge fan of gaming, as it is one of my main hobbies, I don't like seeing consoles go in the wrong direction, and I don't want to see PC going in the wrong direction. But right now, if you are a console gamer, I would definitely consider jumping ship and becoming a PC gamer. The 9060 XT is great, the 5060 Ti is great. Get a good PC build. Since you're paying $800 for your PlayStation or Xbox Series X, and you're paying for monthly subscriptions, you might as well just save a few extra $100, build yourself a good gaming PC, and just start building a library today, because even if you're on a 9060 XT or 5060 Ti, it will be a better experience than your Xbox or your PlayStation 5, and you'll at least be able to play your game in higher settings, better images, you'll be able to mod, and all sorts of cool things like that. So with that being said, the Finny games are over for today, and those are the 10 reasons why console gamers should be heading to PC in droves. Thank you.